In today's video, we prep the wagon for paint. I'll explain this in a second. Hey everybody, and welcome back to Tenza Motorsports. The wagon's already done. Basically what happened is I recorded a whole bunch of footage prepping the car for paint, and then the footage that I had was moved over to the computer, and then I erased the card and pulled the card out, and I went to go put in the card from my GoPro, and as I was trying to move more footage over, I had moved something on the GoPro card and pressed Command Z, which is undo. And for some reason it didn't undo what I had just done on the GoPro card. It undid moving the files into that folder. So they were just like magically gone. And I don't know where they went. So I went and had the card gone through by a professional, and he went and found a bunch of files, but they were all corrupted because when I erase the card, they actually get like reformatted and a bunch of other stuff, the content in there. So I lost my intro and a bunch of content, but I did get some footage from the GoPro, so we'll play that. So the car is actually down in Macco right now. It was taken down there about a week ago today. So we're really excited to get that all painted up and done. We had talked a few colors on the channel, so I'm not sure how many of you remember exactly what colors I had been kind of teasing that we were thinking about doing, but I want you to guess the color down in the comments before you skip to the end of the video. I think we're probably going to be showing the color of the car at the end of this video, and then we'll go over it a little bit more in the video after that. So we're really excited about that. Again, guess the color, and let's go back to about a week ago from today. All right, just gonna give a quick update here. So we have the car basically taken down to where we're gonna leave it to get painted. This right here, the whole front end has been completely disassembled. What this will allow us to do is keep all of the overspray out of the engine bay. So from here forward, there should not be any paint at all. I wasn't able to remove these. They're very difficult, and if you break them, they're very expensive, bend them, anything like that. It's incredibly difficult to do and incredibly expensive. So we got the lower ones off, which is good because the gap between the paint and the trim on the lower ones is a lot tighter than the gap that's up here. This actually has quite a bit of a gap. So we'll be able to tape this off, and we'll be able to get paint back up behind there when the time comes. The back of the car no longer has a rear bumper. We have the hatch right now is partially disassembled because I'm taking off the trim piece that holds the latch release on there. I'm gonna look into this piece here. Not quite sure what to do with that one yet. Obviously, we've got to look over this situation that's going on here. This really isn't worrying me that much. I've gone over it several times, and I think that with cleaning it up and then getting some of their bodywork done down there, we shouldn't have a problem. Here's all the parts coming off the car. 2 front fenders, there's a rear bumper, front bumper, and then I'm actually getting ready with some sawhorses over here to get some of these parts sanded down. We are going to be using a snap-on orbital sander. It is a pneumatic unit, so we're pretty excited to try this out. And then we've got our sanding pads. We've got 1 through 3. I believe that's like 80 grit up to like 400 or something like that, that the local shop recommended that we use. So we're coming along fairly nicely. The side view mirrors are off on both sides. We're gonna be getting the housing of those painted black. I'm not sure what all I'm gonna be having Macco paint black, but whether they paint parts black or I paint parts black, they're gonna be gloss black. So that's the trim down the side, as well as the mirrors and the roof rack, and a couple other pieces up front, like in the front and rear bumper, there's trim. That is either gonna be done by them or done by me. I'm good at doing small bits like that, but shooting an entire car is not something that I'm very good at. We have shot race cars before, but where we want this to look nice and a race car kind of doesn't really matter too much what the paint looks like, this is something that I'm definitely gonna get some more professional help to get done. And then now, before we actually get sanding, I wanna go over our really sick new door handles, like race car right there. So that's our door handles that we just came up with. The interior of the car looks absolutely fantastic. Let's take a look here. So we've just got absolutely everything just strung out all over the place. I'm not really worried about this being a mess right now. Most of what's in here is gonna be reinstalled in the car. And I did call them today and ask them, oh, what should I be doing? What would give this car its best case scenario quality wise? And they said basically just keep doing what I'm doing, is disassembling it, prepping it. I can do some taping, some prep work, and then what they'll do is they'll give it a once over, just kind of check everything, make sure everything looks good, and then they'll shoot it then. So let's finally start getting some stuff sanded. Hopefully this doesn't make a huge mess. Obviously getting dust all over in the garage is not something that I like to clean up, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. And unfortunately today, of course, it's raining outside. So let's cross our fingers and hope that this doesn't make too big of a mess.